And the winner for official most popular monster is Kulu Yaku!
What? I'm busy right now. Stop it, go away.
Do you have any words to say?
No, I'm just trying to go. Oh God, it's so good. Oh. Wait, I didn't vote for you.
Okay, that'll do. Hello, my fellow hunters. Which monster is your favorite monster? Which monster is the best monster? Well, you're wrong! Unless you're right, you might be right. Well, one of you, a couple of you might be right. But the point is, we now know! Because Capcom had an official poll! Meaning we now not only know the top 10 most popular monsters, we know the top 56, though we'll focus on the 10, though we'll also have a look at a few noteworthy outliers, let's say, because the results here are quite weird and probably unexpected. Like, pause the video and think to yourself, if they pause the video, then they can't hear the instructions.
What have I done?
In all seriousness, though, have a ponder to yourself and think what monsters would make the top 50 or so most popular monster list, right? By popular vote. Popular, it's a popular list. You might think elder dragons of note, you might think flagships, and, well, keep thinking that. For now, though, let's go down our top 10 official most popular monsters. Number 10, Barioth. Oh, yes, indeed. This is interesting to me because I don't mind Barioth. I really don't, but I also aren't completely thrilled about him. He's just fine to me. I find him the worst fight of the trio with Tigrex and Naga Cougar.
Hey!
But he's also a very cool monster in multiple definitions of the word. And look, a saber-toothed dragon, yeah, what's not to like about that? So I can understand the appeal here. I just kind of feel like he's in a weird place trying to combine Tigrex's brute force and Naga Cougar's speed. And I don't know, maybe he is just the hardest of the three and I'm just bad, so that's why I don't like him. In any case, that's our 10th, and I would never ever have guessed that, but that's probably my own bias. Number 9, Diablos, Demon of the Desert. This is, yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's the two-pronged charger of death. That just sounds like a malfunctioning plug. In any case, it's Diablos, okay? He is a legend, he is classic, he is the 9th most popular monster out of all of them. You will always recognize that iconic roar. And you will always recognize that iconic charge, and you will always feel that little bit moment of when he digs underground. No matter how many times you have fought him, he really is something quite special. An original from back in day, and a monster that essentially has a permanent pass into every Monster Hunter game, because it would feel weird without him. Next up, then, is, in fact, Tigrex, the next one of the pseudos to take the stage, and again, this one very similar to Diablos. I mean, he became an instant classic the second he graced us in Monster Hunter Freedom 2. He also, of course, pioneered this more land-based wyvern, this more physical approach, and he was basically the Nergigante of wyverns before Nergigante'd the Elder Dragons, if you kind of know what I'm getting at here. There's something just purely about the brute force wyvern that yells so loud he breaks his own ribs and sends you flying back with deathly shockwaves. He really has made himself, well, heard, and he is here to stay. Except perhaps this next entry, though I definitely worship him.
I'm Rag, the big bad, lovely cool blue with an angry red hue, and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Yes, we actually have a new monster in the latest game, Rise, break into the top 10. That's actually kind of crazy. Normally it takes a little bit for the new monsters to sort of settle in and have people know how they feel about them, but also I guess they do have the advantage of the freshness, of the newness, of the exciting, of the novelty, but even so, the classic stands strong, but not as strong as Gosharag. This demon bear, his ice blades, has become just, well, I mean, he's wonderful, isn't he? I think this is wonderful to see, because as I just said, he's wonderful, isn't he? So it's wonderful to see. He is by far and away, I think at this point, my favourite monster in Rise, or at least that Rise introduced, and he is something that I want to see over and over and over again in future Monster Hunter games. I really think he's one of the best designs, full stop. He is a wonderful fight, a slight slow pace to him, but punishing and deliberate, and it's just satisfying to clash with his ice blades. Yes, Gosharag. I love you!
I know.
Then we have Rajang. Of course we do. Always a favorite, and why not? He is the punishing monster. He is the deadly monkey, and when he was first introduced, I mean, he left many an impression of a hunter in the ground dead. And that is not something you forget easily, so yeah, Rajang is the 6th most popular. 5th is, interesting, Kezu! And look, I adore Kezu. I think he's wonderful. I've always loved Kezu. I mean, he is the creepiest monster, definitely. He's probably the weirdest monster, too. This blind, weird, stretchy neck, tail knob, electric, pale ghost of a cave wyvern. I mean, he is stand out. There's not really any kind of substitute for him.
Hey,
And he has always done fabulously in these monster popularity polls, and, well, here he is again. Number 4 is the king of the skies himself, the flagship of flagships, the Monster Hunter monster, Rathalos. There's not much to say here. He's in everything, he's on everything, he is, as I said, the monster. It's bloody Rathalos. I don't need to say anything! We're moving on! Number 3, Naga Cougar. Naga Cougar, Naga Cougar. The 3rd of the Tigrex Barioth Naga Cougar trio. Huh. That's really weird. I really expected to be interrupted again there. Okay. And yeah, I don't know. I can't. He is obviously badass, right? The panther, like, hawk dragon thing, the whippy tail that rattles, his roar is impeccable, the shadow leaping through the forest, the trail of red. He is purely badass. He is just cool and cool and cool, and I obviously love him. I really, really do. But deciding between Tigrex and Naga Cougar is so difficult, but apparently not difficult for everyone who voted for him into 3rd place. The top 2 then, well, are interesting, and by interesting I mean one of them is a surprise, I would say, and the other is, yeah, okay, of course. And I guess I can summarize them both with... Oh yes, the top 2 the eternally matched Mizutsune and Zenogre. But who is second and who is first? Second is Mizutsune, and this is lovely. The elegant bubble fox is truly, again, a very unique monster. The slippiness, the water beams, the frills, it really is just a impeccable design, and again, it's not something you forget. It's such a cool concept, having these actual deadly bubbles slowly drifting towards you. There is a cleanness to the fight and a effortless prettiness that just kind of sits with you, and it really is just an unforgettable experience. The winner, the number 1 most popular monster by popular vote, Zenogre. This happens a lot. He's always up there. He is adored. And look, I get it, okay? He is a really suave, broad-shouldered motherfucker. But at the same time, I've never kind of gelled with him. I gel with him a lot more in Iceborne, and I gel with him even more in Rise, where he looks so much more gorgeous. The glowing eyes in Rise especially, I have a soft spot for anything that glows, and he can look those eyes right into my soul. But I've never really been the biggest fan of his design or his fights. I don't mind either, though I do love his biology. I love the Fulgubug symbiosis. I love how he gets his electric. The howl, of course, is mesmerizing, and when he does fully charge, the explosion of lightning, the hair standing up, it is awe-inspiring, and it is something you don't forget. And again, he is pretty much unlike anything else, especially before Magnamalo kind of used his same general look, albeit still very different. But yeah, Zinogre does take the first spot. Did you predict that? Is Zinogre in your top 5, your top 10? Is Zinogre your first? I'd be very interested to know that. So, when it comes to the rest of the list, there's a reason Kuliaku kind of took the intro spot here, because he is 18th. 18th! Firstly, it's nice to see things like Rachna Kadaki, Magnamalo, Almadron in those high spots. Again, new monsters doing well. Azeroth is a bit weird. Really, the 15th best monster in the whole series? The Honey Bear? Pookie, yeah, okay. Rathian at 12 anyway. Kuliaku, alright, according to this vote, is a more popular monster than, I don't know, the Wind Serpent, the Thunder Serpent. Okay, they're new, maybe, fair enough, okay. More popular than Valstrax? More popular than Brachydios? Really? 36? Brachydios, he's the best monster, what the fuck? But then we keep going, right? He's more popular than Devil Joe, Vitalis, Astalos, Chameleos, White Vitalis, Atalkar, Kirin. When does it end? Why is Kuliaku more popular than Gormagala, who is probably, I would have said before this, the most popular on average, requested, we need him again, everybody loves him, because he's amazing. You see in the list as we go here, but Kuliaku being more than these guys, it amazes me. No, I love Kuliaku. He's a quirky monster, full of personality. He's probably the best raptor. I love his egg-stealing hijinks. I love his rock fighting that he picks up now with a vase in Rise. But better than Bracky and Gore and Vitalis and Devil Joe? Good lord! Oh, okay. That whole rant is basically why I wanted to make this video, I'll be honest with you. Though that said, as I said, I do like Kuliaku. But even then, seeing something like Lagombi and Azeroth and Basarios above Gormagala and Bracky, it's very interesting to see. I love Velocidrome sneaking in at 56. The first large monster you fight in the first Monster Hunter game. That's kind of cool. In any case, guys, let me know what you think. I would love to have your take on this vote. It's definitely an interesting one. And I would love to see a much larger actual voting base to see how the spread changes if we get up to like the hundreds of thousands of people. But in any case, it's still very, very fun. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more. Please consider supporting the future and continuation of this channel by helping out on Patreon down below. It really does mean everything. I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.